Every once in a while, what should be a standard diplomatic event becomes something much more. And that's exactly what went down at this farewell in Auckland. On the surface, sure, it was for a departing diplomat, but everyone in that room could feel that this was the end of a really personal and really important chapter in the relationship between India and New Zealand. And you could just sense this unique mix of emotions in the air. It was dignified, sure, but also deeply personal. This was not your average polite send-off. As leaders from government, business, and the community all came together, there was this genuine warmth, a real appreciation in the room. It just felt like the closing of a chapter that really, truly mattered. So, what was the big difference here, right? Why does one diplomat's departure feel like just another routine transfer, while another one resonates so deeply with so many people? Well, that's the big question we're digging into here. We're going to break down what made Ambassador Neeta Bhushan's time in New Zealand so special that her farewell felt, well, personal. Okay, to really understand why everyone felt this way, we have to look past the farewell party itself and get into the real substance of her work. Because her time in New Zealand, it wasn't just about showing up for ceremonies, it was about real action that went way, way beyond standard protocol. So, on paper, her success looks a lot like this, strengthening all the key areas you'd expect. You've got trade, education, tourism, and look, these are all huge, important wins. But the real story? The secret sauce that made her farewell so emotional? You're not going to find it in these official numbers. It's something much more human. We hear this phrase thrown around a lot in diplomacy, right? People-to-people ties. And let's be honest, it can sound kind of like jargon. But Ambassador Bhushan's whole strategy was to take that buzzword and make it totally real, something you could actually see and feel happening in communities all across the country. So how'd she do it? Well, this slide really paints the picture. We're not just talking about some high-level meetings in a boardroom. Look at this. We see active support for cultural festivals, which means real institutional recognition for community celebrations. We see encouragement for young people in the diaspora to get involved, creating new platforms for women to connect. Her diplomacy wasn't happening behind closed doors. It was out in the open, building actual, tangible relationships. And all of this work, all these connections, they really led up to the defining moment of the evening, her final address. When she took the stage, her speech wasn't just a laundry list of policy wins. Nope. It was a message that got right to the heart of everything she had built. Her speech just kept coming back to this one single powerful theme, the love and affection she felt from the people of New Zealand. And this wasn't just some polite thank you. You could hear it in her voice that this posting wasn't just another box to check in a long career. For her, it was a genuinely memorable journey. And this slide right here, it just nails why that message was so powerful. A diplomat's job is, by its very nature, temporary. Assignments evolve, postings change, that's the deal. But look at the other side, sincerity. That resonates. Gratitude remains. A real emotional connection doesn't just pack up and leave with the moving boxes. It stays. And that is exactly what everyone in that room was feeling. This all points to the single most important currency in all of diplomacy. It's something her entire tenure was built on. It's more valuable than any trade deal, and that's trust. And that is the absolute key takeaway here. The incredible respect she received wasn't just handed to her along with the title. In the world of diplomacy, trust is never a given. It has to be built day by day through professionalism, through integrity, and through consistent, meaningful engagement. It has to be earned. And just look at how widely that trust was spread. It wasn't just coming from one group. It came from the highest levels of government, from business leaders, from cultural organizations, and, this is so important, from the Indian diaspora community itself. That is what truly effective diplomacy looks like in action. So when you boil it all down, what's the real measure of her service? This slide just sums it up perfectly. Her legacy isn't about the number of meetings she went to, but about the number of bridges she strengthened. It's not about the speeches she gave, but about the trust she built. It proves that real diplomatic success is measured in the connections you leave behind. And so, as she gets ready for her next role in Poland, her time here really shouldn't be seen as an ending at all. Really, it's the start of the next phase, one that's built on the incredibly strong foundation she helped create for the India-New Zealand relationship. Because this is what truly remains long after a diplomat moves on. the networks she established, the conversations she started, the incredible goodwill she created. These are the real, lasting assets she leaves behind, and they set the stage for collaboration for many, many years to come. Her farewell, it was marked by dignity, not drama. Her message was all about gratitude, not grand conclusions. And it's a powerful reminder, isn't it? The most effective diplomacy often happens quietly, behind the scenes. But its impact, the kind built on real trust and genuine connection, that endures. This explainer was based on a special feature from WebFit News, and it's just a powerful look at how one person's sincere approach can truly strengthen the bonds between nations, leaving behind an incredible foundation of respect and